Hello and welcome to Friday at Pianote.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh, I'm not amused by this at all.
You thought it was a solo Lisa lesson, but boom.
You're like, oh no, Jordan's not here today, but lo
Don't
and
worry,
behold,
Jordan's here too.
we have a Jordan.
Yeah.
You have to mute it. It's right here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, there we
Okay,
go.
got your back.
All right, welcome everybody. We're doing a lesson on Whiter Shade of Pale, which is a Procal Harum classic. It's actually one of the only Procal Harum songs I think I know.
But you know what? I didn't know this as a Procal Harum song. I knew it as Annie Lennox did it.
Oh, really?
I think it was her. She had a beautiful cover of it.
You do a beautiful cover.
Oh, thanks, Jordan.
And Lisa's going to teach you guys how to do a beautiful cover.
I'm gonna teach you. So a couple things before we get too far into this is we had Kenny Werner in studio this week. It seems like forever ago already.
Yeah.
It was this week. It was a really, really crazy wild time. We, the member site, you have access to the live lesson he did. We will also be giving away a book signed by Kenny Werner. So if you are a Pianote member, check out the forum. There's a special post in there with instructions on how you can win your copy.
Here's the, I don't know, maybe we can do,
Dun, dun, dun.
if
Yep,
we can
you can
see
see
that.
it.
There's the signature.
There's the signature.
This is Kenny Werner. He's a total genius.
Really
Completely
was.
mind-blowing person to have on our program. And it's also Lisa Witt's birthday today.
It's my birthday today, so that's exciting because I'm... Come on. He's doing that on purpose.
So happy birthday to Lisa.
Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna be walking you through the process of playing my favorite song.
Is it your favorite song?
Well, it's one of my favorites. It's in my top 5,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
I think it's because it's got this like beautiful classical sort of introduction.
Yeah.
And it's so iconic. Like you hear it and you go, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Also, the chord progression is really cool because it just sort of like does this wild like travel down sort of motion, which is, I don't know, you'll hear, as we teach it, you'll hear things where you're like, oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
It's applicable to a lot of songs. So this is a skill. I will say that learning this chord progression is a skill that you'll be able to utilize, definitely, in other songs and as you kind of chord and create your own music.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Brilliant.
We have, the member site, you'll have access to sheet music. So what we've done is we've given you sheet music that's the whole song. And what I'll be doing is I'll be teaching you how to play the intro using the sheet music, and then we'll be jumping over to the chord chart to play the rest of the song. So what this will do is it'll cement the intro, which is the iconic piece of the song, and then it'll give you a chance to explore this chord progression, so you're really getting the best of both worlds.
Okay.
So we've put it in the key of D for you all, which is a good one. I normally do it in E, but that's a whole lot of sharps.
Yeah.
So I thought a D was like a happy medium. So first thing I like to do when playing a song in a key is run some scales because it helps me to, and triads, it helps me to kind of connect with which notes are in the key, what are my sharps. So anytime I play an F or C, they're gonna have a sharp. So taking a look at the music, we've got this crazy bass line. So as notated, it's really reminiscent of what's actually happening in the original song. I find it's a little bit complicated, and when I'm just playing this for fun, I don't actually follow the bass line as notated. But I'm gonna teach it to you 2 ways, the real way and then the easy way.
Okay.
So you can pick and choose. So our first sort of chord family is D. So I'm gonna place my 5 finger on D. I'm gonna reach my thumb all the way up the octave to the high D. We step down a half step to C sharp, and then hit the low C sharp. So it creates this like lovely movement. There's a lot of jumping around in the left hand in this.
Yeah.
So now we're on B, we're in the B chord family, B minor. So we're playing the octave here again, stepping down, and then the note we land on here is the note we're gonna play on the bass again.
Okay.
So I'll show you. D on the bottom, D on the top, step down. We're on a C sharp, so we're gonna play a C sharp here. And we step down, same sort of process, up the octave, down a step, and then down the octave from that point. Now we're heading to G, same thing. F sharp, and then this F sharp, and then E, and then this is just like a nice little walk down.
Okay.
And that's what kind of carries us into the part 2.
So there's sort of like this octave crawl
It's an
thing
octave
happening.
crawl.
That sounds cool.
It does sound cool. After we've crawled down here, we're on A. It sort of resets the hand into a new point in the progression. And we're following that exact same pattern of playing the octave, stepping down, and then matching that octave on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now this next little section in measure 7,
Yeah.
5 on D, and we're just playing fifths. Here's a fifth, down to G for another fifth, and then we step up to A, B, C sharp, ta-da.
Okay.
That's the intro.
That's the intro.
So that's as much of the sheet music as I'm going to teach you. You can have the rest to go play with later. Of course, I'm going to show you the right hand first, though. Don't worry. I know, that's the most important part.
So do you like, how come you taught the left hand first?
Because I feel like the left hand is foundational to being able to carry the melody of the right.
Oh.
So this is our bass.
Yeah, you're right.
It holds the team together.
The bass.
The bass. So as notated, it's beautiful. If you're following along on a chord chart, this is how I do it. I just play fifths. So fifth on D, fifth on C sharp, and I'm actually gonna play it with the A on top. There's a fifth. I'm just literally gonna walk down in fifths. And I'll show you that in action a little bit later.
Nice.
But here's the best part. Here's the moment. It's the little riff. It's the little, would you call this a riff? It's more than a riff.
It's the gem.
It's the gem. Starting with my 3 on F sharp. And then we're gonna walk down, E, D, cross over to C sharp, D, E, F sharp, D. Now really all that is like a cool little play on a,
It's like a little,
it's like a little scale moment.
yeah.
This actually all feels like a scale moment to me. Now our next moment is I'm gonna reach my 3, and you can pick a finger, honestly. In cases like this, it's up to you how you wanna place your fingers, but I like to use my 3 here. B, and then C sharp, D. See, if I use my 3, I can play C sharp with my 4 and D with my 5, which is a nice little hand setup. And then here's like a little trill moment. We're gonna go G, F sharp, G. Do-do-do. And then I do this like fancy work where I've got my 1 on G and I swap it for my 2. Because then I can jump down to E and then play C sharp with my 4. And then I actually tuck my thumb under. I know this is some crazy finger work. And then back down, 3. Do-do-do. And then I lift, stepping down to D. Repeat the D and walk back up. Then we reset on the C sharp, and it's another little walk up the scale. And then G, F sharp, it's a little rocking motion. You jump down to E, and then you land on the F.
Okay.
So that's kind of a first walkthrough of the melody. You can play it in root position, or in kind of the middle of the piano. I like how it sounds up here. So I'm gonna show it to you one more time. I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna say every single note name for you. So we're gonna go F sharp, E, D, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, D, and then B, C sharp, D, G, F sharp, G, E, C sharp, D, E, A, G, A, G, F sharp, G, and then here's our walk down. It's gonna be a lot of note names. G, F sharp, E, D, D, E, F sharp, G, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, E, F sharp. Wow.
That's crazy.
I feel like I should have an award because I didn't make any mistakes
You
when I was
didn't make
saying
any
my note
mistakes and you
names.
said all the right letters? Yeah, you know what?
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging it. Is everybody tracking with me so far? How are we doing in the
I think we're good.
in the zone?
Yeah.
Everybody's happy?
Let us know if there are some questions. We got a lot of happy birthday wishes.
Oh,
is
thanks,
what the truth of the
guys.
matter is,
Oh, that's
Lisa.
so nice.
Yeah. So I think, because this is like a lot to flow through.
a lot to flow through.
But one thing that I would find useful to keep in mind if I was just trying to figure this out, and I'm at those moments where I'm like, oh, what is it, this note or that note? One way to whittle it down is to always remember that it looks to me like this song is always going to be in the key of D or B minor, depending on how you think of it, right?
Yep.
So you're always going to be, if you can kind of like narrow down your list of possible note names to
Yes.
just the ones that occur in that key,
You're golden.
yeah, you're in a much better place than you're like, oh man, what do I?
What do I play? What do I do? So you can study the sheet music and you can put it all together that way. And I'm going to play it for you now, how it sounds if I play the intro as written.
Okay.
And then I'll give you some tips on how you can kind of, I don't know, pick your own adventure to make this what you want it to be.
Nice.
So here's the intro. I'm going to choose to play my right hand an octave up. And I'm going to go really slow. Oh, I missed a note there. Focus, Lisa. So pretty. I love it. Okay, so if you find that that's just too much going on, follow the chords and just play fifths in your left hand. Watch how I do it. I'm gonna play exactly the same thing with my right hand. Here we go. Follow the chart, Lisa. So that was kind of the version of the fifths.
Okay.
So I was looking in two places and I got really lost. So there you go.
It's your birthday.
It's totally fine. Or you can play root notes. That's another way to do it.
Beautiful.
So you really have options. So, and all of that's gonna make more sense as we dissect this chord progression. So here we go. We're just gonna jump in. And
We're into chord chart mode?
yeah, if you have
Okay,
any
cool.
questions, just shoot them at us.
Yeah, for
Jordan
sure.
will tell me. Right, Jordan?
Yeah.
You will?
I will tell you. I'll let you know.
Okay, so here we go. It's a lot of the right hand kind of chilling, and then the left hand doing the moving down. So we start on D, and I'm gonna play each sort of chord note, root note twice in my left hand. I'm gonna go really simply. D, and then we've got D over C sharp, and then we switch to B minor here, and our left hand's gonna play B minor, and then we're gonna play B minor again here, but our left hand's gonna go to A. Now we're gonna go to G, and our left hand goes to the F sharp as we repeat the G. Then we're gonna play E minor and repeat it with the left hand on D. See how it's kind of picking a chord and then walking down on this like over this over that chord? It's so pretty. And then we're gonna go to A, which is the 5 in this key, right? So D is the 1, A is the 5. And then we're gonna step down to G, and then we go to F sharp minor. Our left hand goes to E, and then we go D, which is the 1, G, which is the 4, and then D.
I love it.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
So if you learn this foundationally, you can just explore and go on all these like crazy improv tangents. I think this sets the stage for so many good possibilities.
Yeah, for sure.
In songwriting, composition, playing this song, so many things. So I'm going to show it to you once more. D, D over C sharp, B minor, and again, you can carry the rhythm in either hand. B minor over A, G, D over F sharp, E minor over D, up to the 5 for the A, and then A over G. Here's our F sharp minor over E, and then D with our 1, G's our 4, and then D. And then we transition kind of to the next phase of the song by playing an A chord. And then we can carry on.
Okay. So a lot of the bass line stuff is kind of like just walking down.
Look at that. It's literally stepping down.
Yeah.
One note at a time.
So just a regular old scale.
It's a D scale.
let me go. Okay, and then
we reset to the 5.
okay.
So it's D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D,
To the 5.
and then the 5. And then we
keep
just
on walking
step
again.
the scale down again.
Kind of like, oh, we got a little bit more walking to do, so let's kind of go halfway back up to the...
To the 5?
Yeah, to the 5.
Oh, we're not done yet. Let's jump back up.
It's like a little, it's like, what would you call it?
Like, you know in the video games when you jump on the things and it like warps you to another place? That's what that feels like to me.
Like a little tunnel warp. A little
Yeah. I'll never play Mario or Lego Star Wars.
Lego and Mario, Mario and Lego Star Wars. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a little Lego and Mario Star
I'm
Wars.
glad that we were able to tie those concepts together for you
It's always nice.
in this
isn't it?
moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the best way to think about what's happening in terms of your notes. And if you can memorize your D scale and memorize that when you land on the D, all you're doing is traveling back up to the 5 and then hitting the D again. You can think about that and actually it'll help you to memorize the chords that you're playing. So I match my D. Now my 3 is on B, so I'm on a B minor chord.
Yes.
And now I'm on a G, so I'm gonna go to a G chord. And then I play the G over the F sharp. And then I'm on an E, so it's an E minor. And then E minor over D. Oh, we're at D, we have to reset. Here's our special
There's a Mario moment.
Mario moment. A over G. And now we're on F sharp, so we reset our chord. F sharp steps down. And then we're back to home base.
Okay.
And then here's kind of a special moment.
Yeah, that's the triumphant finish of the whole thing.
Why can't I play that right? Dun, dun, dun. I have to commit.
Yeah.
It's all about the commitment,
It's about
guys.
the commitment. Cool. So that sounds really good. I like that.
Did you
a
like
lot.
that?
Well, it's awesome. It's an awesome ear training thing because
Mm-hmm.
the chords that Lisa's playing and the root notes that you're playing are so simple. But they sound really cool because you have those moments where it's like you're playing an E minor chord here and a D here and stuff. And those are such a neat way to rethink about how your left and right hand can work together.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I actually love it. I feel like as I teach this to you, I'm gaining new understanding. Yes, we are going to reset. We are having,
Fix them sound issues, the syncing?
we are having some syncing issues. So we'll be right back. Don't go
Yep.
anywhere.
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Then refresh. Do we know what that was about, T?
What was happening?
It was just like a sound latency issue.
Are we live?
We're still live? Okay.
Is the Jeopardy song the same as I'm a Little Teapot, kind of? Or did I just combine those songs? Are we back, guys? Are we fixed?
I don't know. Well, we're not going to be able to find out.
Yes, it does sound like Bach, air on G string, and I think that's why this song, I loved it so much because it's basically a
got
rip.
that Bach
It's a rip
vibe.
of the Bach.
Yeah.
And I think I play it so slowly because I can't speak.
Annie
Lennox. It's not a lag you're hearing; it's my inability to speak. But are we good?
I think we're good.
We're good.
I think all the audio and all the visual is in sync.
Woo!
We had a time warp. Maybe too many of those Mario moments.
Too many Mario moments.
Too much time down the crazy tube.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this D scale. So just to recap quickly, our melody is carrying us down, descending,
Yeah.
a D major scale,
Nice.
resetting to the A, which is the 5, carrying
Yeah.
us all the way back down to the bottom,
Yeah.
triumphant moment on the G, and then back to the D.
Okay.
Okay, the turnaround note is the A. Our chords are simply following in our right hand.
Okay.
So we have choices. We can chord this in our right hand, or we can play the melody in our right hand. I tend to, as if I'm performing this, I kind of go between carrying the melody in my right hand, the cool little hooky air on G string,
Bachness.
Bachness of the intro, but I mix and match those with just like my own stuff.
Okay.
So it kind of creates a hybrid that changes like every time I play the song.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, as a beginner, just get used to playing the basic chords. 5. Anybody can do this. Look, I stayed on A here for that whole walk down. It totally worked. Why is that, Jordan?
I just, well, it's consistency. It's commitment. You're committing to that chord. Yeah, it's like it's a Kenny Werner principle, right?
Because A over F sharp works.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go. So if you guys are tracking with that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna perform this. You guys can watch what's going on. You can listen, and then you can formulate questions. If you want me to demonstrate anything, repeat. I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. This is how I would do it in its entirety.
So you're gonna sing it now.
I'm gonna sing it, and I'm not gonna look at my sheet music. I'm just gonna look at my chord chart.
Feel it out.
So you're gonna get the Lisa version this time.
Here comes Lisa time.
Here comes Lisa time. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
We skip the light fandango, turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, but the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink, the waiter brought a tray, and so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I wander through my playing cards, and I would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well been closed. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned to whiter shade of pale. Ta-da! There it is.
Beautiful. Very, very nice.
I do love it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty song. There you go. So there's like a few skills, a chord progression, an intro, some sheet music, some chords, a scale, and boom, you have a song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So how's it going, guys?
Let me see if
What
we
do we
got
got there,
any
Jordan?
questions here. Let me see here. Okay, so we got kind of an interesting question from Gaurav Sankyan. He says,
Hello.
well, it says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So he's using Alfred's basic piano adult course.
Oh, yes. I'm very familiar with
Okay,
that
Lisa's
book.
familiar, and need you to review, is learning harmonic and melodic intervals important, I think is the...
Harmonic and melodic intervals. So I'm assuming you're referring to like at the same time or separate. That, like, my mind brings to light the page in the Alfred's book, and I can like see the harmonic and melodic intervals. And I think what they're showing is harmonic means you're playing them in harmony at the same time. Melodic means you're playing them separately. So yes, I'd say super important because you're gonna use those intervals in all of your playing. They're also gonna come in super duper handy when you're sight reading because you'll learn to memorize and identify, oh, those two notes with that spacing are a third.
Yeah.
So it saves you from having to identify and read every single note.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
I would totally agree.
Sweet.
To be a fully rounded musician, you have to have an appreciation for both the sheet music end of things and then also the ear end of things.
Yes.
It's almost like, think of it just like when you speak, right? We want to be able to talk and know enough words to have a conversation and express ourselves, but it's also a massive benefit to be able to read,
Truth.
a
Oh,
book.
preach it.
Preaching.
Preaching.
Okay. Eddie T says, wondering when this lesson will be able to be downloaded. So we don't have our lessons available to download, but you can restream them on our Pianote page. So we archive all these lessons for your enjoyment after the fact.
So if you're a member of pianote.com,
You're in
all you
luck.
got to do is go to your library,
Yeah.
and it should be there, I don't know, a day or two usually? Comes up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we'll have it in the library. You'll be able to access the sheet music, the chord chart. I think we have it kind of integrated so there'll be some options for like looping sheet music and changing the tempo and the speed. So there's lots of really good features in there for you.
For sure.
And then you can access that, play along with it. You can watch the video again for those little tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my answer.
Okay. Eddie T says, I play the song close to how it's played on the recording. Will I have difficulty in doing it the way that you did it? So you kind of have an alternative approach here.
I think, I don't know. I don't think so. Muscle memory is going to factor in for sure. So if you've been playing it a certain way for a really, really, really long time, it might be a bit of a challenge to switch gears. But that said, it presents a way for you to round out your skill set. So it helps you to step outside of that. So when you are playing it, you might find that you're surprising yourself by adding in some things you hadn't before, and then you might love it.
Yeah.
You might love that. So I'd suggest, play with it. If you find that you're in a place where you're feeling frustrated, then maybe don't. But if you're finding like, oh, this is a challenge, but I feel like I'm developing as a musician, then definitely go for it. That would be my advice.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't really grow up with the Procal Harum version of it. I was more listening to like the analytics one for some reason.
Yeah.
So that's gonna have an influence on how I present the piece.
Right.
But that's why I did find that sheet music.
Yeah.
So I feel like the sheet music's pretty close to the.
To the recording kind of version? Yeah.
So that's
Awesome.
helpful.
Yeah, other than that here,
We're good to go?
I think we're pretty good. Just comments on, Luke saying, I like all the different ways to play the bass line, always looking for ways to diversify the left hand playing. So
That
is super valuable.
That is a true story. I find that I get stuck with that too. My issue when I look at this left hand bass line is I find it's like melodically it's really pleasing,
Yeah.
but it does not feel natural at all to me to play it that way.
Right.
So I have to really think about it. And then if I try to sing at the same time, you just kicked me.
I did.
It really gets like, oh my gosh, so many things.
Yeah.
And that's where we like have to take a moment and go,
Hold
as
up.
Kenny would say, is this part of me? Is it second nature? Have I practiced it to the point where it's a skill that I don't have to think about?
Mm-hmm.
So I might have to practice it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So we got sort of a way to practice it
Yep.
formally. We got a way to use it as an inspirational thing. And we heard you sing. So we
And
got that's a
It's a good start to the day.
3-piece. That's really great.
3 in 1.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send us a message. You can email us directly, lisa@pianote.com or Jordan.
Or jordan@pianote.com. That's true.
Yes, it is true. Definitely be in touch. And don't forget, if you're a member, to go into the forum, make a post so that you can win a book of Kenny Werner's Effortless Mastery. The cowboy fell. Okay, guys, have a great day. We'll see you at 2 p.m. if you're a member. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Bye.